Okay, so we're gonna bar tack. We're gonna attach this twist tie, the kind you get at the grocery store when you get the groceries in the produce in the plastic bag. Small pipe cleaners work too. So we're going to use, again, double thread needle. Go from behind here and hook your needle through, okay, with the thread, and you're just going to tack on or attach, secure this twist tie right in the middle. Okay, if you're wondering or you're worried, well, isn't that the right side of the fabric? We're going to fold this, so don't worry about that. Okay, so we're just attaching this twist tie. You're just securing it so it doesn't move in the center. So you only have to do it a couple of times, not too many times. Okay, and just secure it. A little knot, just like I've shown you before in class. So next step, this is step, I believe, 5. Yes, step 5. So you're going to secure the pleats. So let's go over to the sewing machine. Okay, so we're going to sew 1/8 of an inch on this side and on this side, and it's basically to secure your pleats. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and remove, so really close to the edge, 1/8 of an inch, okay? Really close to the edge. And you're just going just enough to secure your pleats, okay? So you're not going all the way across. And you don't have to reverse stitch. You can if you want, but you don't have to. 1/8 of an inch on this side. Again, really close to the edge. It's just to secure your pleats. Your pleats. Okay, so the top edge we're going to fold down so that twist tie is going to be on the inside. I'm going to go ahead and press. And you're folding in about another 3/8 to 1/4 of an inch. So now you want to take that strip of fabric that I told you about, the 1 3/8 and 10 inches, and what you're going to do is you're going to fold one edge, okay, 1/4 of an inch. So go ahead and fold it down and press it, 1/4 of an inch. You can pin it first if you want. Use a ruler, measure 1/4 of an inch and press. Okay. Now you're going to cut this in half. So you want to cut it, since it's 10 inches long, half of 10 is 5, so you want to cut it at the 5-inch mark. Okay, so mark it if you need to. Now you have 2 strips, and what you're going to do, this is going to be your treatment for the edges. So what you're going to do is you're going to, on the wrong side of the fabric, okay, you're going to, see how you have the folded edge? Okay, you're going to take the raw edge and you're going to line this up with the fabric. So this is the wrong side of the fabric, so you're going to line this up. Okay, and you can pin. And what you want to do is you want to align it right in the middle. You're going to have some part of the strip overlapping, don't worry. Okay, so you want to center it. Okay, so it's 1/4 of an inch seam on both sides. So on the other side, I'm going to have the folded edge here on the right hand side, and I'm going to align the raw edge here. And again, I'm going to center it. So I'm going to have part of the strip on this side and that side. going past the edge. Don't worry, we will take care of that. So pin, 1/4 of an inch here. And you're going to start sewing where the mask is. So not at the very edge, but where the mask actually is. Okay. So I'm going to put my presser foot down. Make sure it's aligned. And sew. And repeat on the other side. Okay, so repeat on the other side. 1/4 of an inch. Keep saying 1/8, huh? That's what happens when you don't sleep because you have a sick kid. Okay. Okay, so what you're going to do, and what I recommend, is press. So you're going to fold over, fold this over, give it a good press. And then you're going to fold this over to cover the edge, okay? And give it a good press. All right, so now we're going to close the binding. So we sewed it, flip the mask over, okay, to the right side, and we're going to fold this over, press, and you're going to sew close to the edge. Now this time we are going to go from top to bottom because we want to close, acting as binding. So we're going to go really close to the edge. And you're just going to keep going nice and straight. And then you're going to do the other side. Okay, so the other side. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and sew, reverse stitch. I'm so sorry, I'm in a counter height table and I'm standing, so I'm not even sitting here. So it's a little bit more difficult. And just so you can see, this is closer to the edge versus further away, so you can see the difference. You want it a little bit closer to the edge, actually. But if you have a preference and you want it a little bit further in, this is how it would look further in on the binding, and this is what it would look like closer to the edge. Okay. And now, what you're going to do is you're going to take your elastic, and again you want 5 inches. And you're going to tack. Okay, so you're going to take 5 inches, you're going to tack right, see the edge, you're going to tack it right here, right above, because then we're going to finish like this. Okay, so you're going to tack this right here, and you're going to tack this right here. Okay, Now you can also tack on your sewing machine with a zigzag. You do need a zigzag presser foot, and you want to reduce the stitch length to about 2. But you can do that, or you can do it by hand. So I'm going to tack by hand, since several of you don't have a sewing machine. Although, again, I recommend you get one. But we're going to tack by hand, just like you tack the twist tie. You're going to do the same thing. So we're going to go ahead and tack the elastic and then finish that up. Mask. So you're going to tack on, you've tacked on your elastic, and now you're going to fold the edge of the bias strip, and you're going to tuck in the edge and bring it down on the inside or wrong side of the mask. Okay? Now, a couple of things. One is you want to make sure that your tacking is even. Again, if you want to do by machine, you would need to have a zigzag foot. Reduce your stitch length to about 1.5 to 2, and make sure that you have the correct setting on your machine for that. So, but since again we're hand tacking, now the key here for hand tacking, again, tuck in that little edge, bring it down, and actually start, again, double thread, start at the bottom, knotting it. And what you want to do is you want to make sure that you're tacking, that you start from the wrong side. So the inside or the wrong side of your mask. And then the key really is make sure you get close to the bottom. But what you want to make sure is that your that the width of the stitch isn't too wide, and that it's even. So what you want to do is that you always want to come in and out in the same spot so it looks clean. So see, it's kind of hard to see because of the brightness, but I have the width of the stitch, and I'm going in and out in the same spot. So I'm paying really close attention. So I'm looking at the right side of the fabric, right? I'm paying attention, so I have it at the right side of the fabric. And I'm going in and out in the same spot. Make sure that when you're done, knot it in the back to secure your stitch. Right, so you do that for each quadrant, and then when you're done, give your mask a final press. Give it a nice press. Okay, and I purposely did this one. So if you're not paying attention to where you're bar tacking, it's going to be kind of all over the place, and it'll show on the right side of the fabric. So this one I purposely just kind of was looking on the wrong side and just was tacking, wasn't paying, well, I was paying attention, I was doing it on purpose, but and the idea is that it typically will look like this. It's not clean or, you know, or organized, whereas if you're aware of you're tacking and you start from the wrong side and you make sure that you go in and out on the same spot, it's much cleaner. Okay, and that is how you do your mask. Okay, so you will be taking pictures of this next to a ruler. You're going to have a ruler next to it so I can see that you have the right measurement, or a tape measure. Tape measure works too, so it doesn't have to be a ruler, it could be a tape measure. You're going to take pictures showing me your mask. All right, everybody. Now this was just with the muslin, but I'm going to do one with the kiss marks. But there's a lot of masks with like fun fabrics. Some people like it with the darker colors. Just make sure that you tack with matching thread so that it doesn't look too obvious. All right, everybody. Stay safe, and I'll see you next time.